Welcome in, baby. Welcome in, chat. Oh! Let's get it, ladies and gentlemen, as these drivers jumping out onto the racetrack here. We're going to get ready for some qualifying action as it's the Dirt Street Stocks live from Bristol Motor Speedway, and we're not racing on asphalt. We're on the dirt surface here, baby. We are on the dirt surface here for some wicked racing action. So we're going to get ready to rock and roll here in a few more moments as we get ready for the first recruitment race, I guess you would want to call it. The first recruitment race for the DCSSS League. I do believe that is the... Oh gosh, I'd have to look up the actual abbreviation for that one. That one might get me in trouble because I don't know if I remember what that is. Let me take a look here, chat. Let me take a quick look. That is the Dirt Clash Super Street Series is what that is. The DCSSS. Whew, that's going to be a tough one to try to remember, chat. That's going to be a tough one to try to remember. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. I hope you guys are all ready for a wicked night of racing action as these drivers get ready to get back into it and back onto the racetrack here. Oh, I'm excited for this one. Another wicked night of racing action is always fun, chat. This is always a good time. Bryce Lucius out there in that 32 ride. Jim Revis out there as well in the 57 machine. Jimbo always looking very fresh in that Papa Mike Promotions iRacing iFlag number 57 ride. See Warren Samoy out there as well in the 77. Patrick Royalty out there as well. Ron Hogelin there as well. Andrew Moody. Sean Royer out there as well. A lot of drivers here, a lot of different names. So if we do get your name wrong, I do apologize. You can yell at me in the chat if I do get your name wrong, but we got a pretty good sized field here. We see Brian Taft out onto the racetrack. Taft looking to have a good night here in that 83 machine. We see Chad Putterbow out there as well. Seth Lunsford out onto the racetrack in that 36 ride. Jack Narin out there as well in the 37 ride. He's in a Monster Energy drink ride. I like that. Trent Merkel out there as well. Trent looking to have a good run. We see Blaze Rachel was out there for a quick second there. As it looks like we're going to get done our qualifying session. We're going to get ready here for heat race number 1. Heat race number 1 about to get underway. Woo! We're already getting ready to jump into it. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys know what to do. So make sure you smash that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow button as we get ready to rock and roll. Yo, Austin Kennedy, what is good, Austin? Yo, Reed Sanders coming in with that like and the share. What is good, Reed? What is good, my boy? What is good, homie? Coming in, smashing that heart reaction. Austin Kennedy coming in with that like as well. Vicky Schuller coming in, smashing that like. Let's go. What's up, brother? I joined the league, just couldn't race tonight. Hey, it's all good, homie. It's all good. I'm glad to see that. I'm glad to see you in one of the leagues, homie. I'm glad to see you in one of the leagues. Go. Yo, Blaze, my boy, coming out of retirement. Let's go, homie. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. Back behind the wheel for Blaze Rachels. That's going to make things very interesting out there on the racetrack, man. That's going to make it very interesting out there. I just saw your name pop up there at the end of qualifying, and I was like, oh, Blaze Rachels is out here. Okay, that's going to make it a lot more fun. That's going to make it way more fun out there on the racetrack. All right, as we're going to get ready here for heat race number 1. Starting on the pole in this one, it's the Budweiser number 32 ride of Bryce Lucius. I'm probably saying that wrong. Days outside in the 34 ride. That is Dustin Benton. Starting inside a row number 2 in the 77 ride. That is Warren Samoy. To his outside, that is Charles Cleese. And starting inside a row number 5 in the 2 ride. Actually, it's the 2 ride of Corey Michelson. To his outside is Daniel Brunelli. Then we see Sean Royer, Aaron Totten, and Trent Merkel rounding out our field here for heat race number 1 as we are going to go green flag racing here at the dirt track at Bristol Motor Speedway. quickly. The 32 ride out in front. Dustin Benton, though, right there to his inside as that Dirt Panda Racing Fibs Liquor number 34 ride is going to take a big run down to the bottom side here as he's going to clear that 32 machine. So the Budweiser number 32 back into position number 2. Warren Samoy right there in position number 3 with Charles Cleese there in position number 4. I do believe we'll have to take a quick look. Looks like the top 3 cars, the top 3 drivers are going to transfer through into the A main. Everybody else is going to be going to the consolation races. Yeah, I missed qualifying lap out loud. Hey, it's all good. It's all good, please. It's all good, my boy. I run this league, but I had plans tonight. Hey, Dakota, I love to hear it, my boy. I love to hear it. I love to see you back out onto the racetrack, homie. Hopefully we'll get you in the league and get you out here onto the track as out in front, Dustin Benton continues to lead the way here. Benton doing a great job in the 34 ride as he's keeping that ride out in front. The Big D machine out in front, but Bryce Lucius has been right there on his back bumper. Lucius, I do believe, is the one Pro Series car driver that I did see in the loading screen. So that 32 ride is a Pro Series driver in the Dirt Street Stocks here tonight, trying to battle here with one of the best in the business, and that's the Big D, Mr. Dustin Benton, as he continues to lead the way. Benton out in front here, showing these drivers how to get it done. Quickly reload that as we're halfway in and halfway to go. Warren Samoy currently holding on to that 3rd and final transfer spot out on the racetrack. Samoy doing a great job holding on to that final transfer spot with Corey Michelson right there in position number 4 on the outside looking in. Charles Cleese there in position number 5 in that 5 ride. Daniel Bernelli, Trent Merkel right there in position number 7, I do believe. Aaron Totten, Sean Roy are rounding out our field here in heat race number 1 in that mellow yellow number 25 ride. Dustin Benton continues to lead the way here. Benton looking to try to pick up heat race win number 1. Bryce Lucius is sticking right there with him, right on his back bumper though. About a car length between them, not even, as these Camaros go to battle at the front of the field. Warren Samoy trying to close that gap, trying to reel those two in as the 77 ride starting to find a little bit more and more speed around this racetrack. He's starting to close in on him, but I think he's running out of time. As out in front, Dustin Benton continuing to click these laps off, and out of corner number 4, we're going to see that white flag fly. So one more time around for the 34 ride of Dustin Benton is Benton out in front. The 32 ride still there in second. Warren Samoy in third. He's got a good sized gap between himself and that number 2 rider, Corey Michelson. So out of corner number 4, Dustin Benton is going to pick up heat race win number 1. Bryce Lucius and Warren Samoy are going to transfer through there in second and third. That means Corey Michelson, Charles Solis, Daniel Brunelli, Aaron Totten, and Sean Royer, Trent Merkel are all going to be going to the consolation race as we're going to get ready to rock and roll here for heat race number 2. Heat race number 2 starting to load into the sim. Yo, Logan Rourke coming in, smashing that like. Chad Putterbo coming in with that like as well. Johnny Nolan, Dakota Elliott coming in with the heart reactions. Justin Ward coming in with that like as well. Caleb Hannon, what is good, Caleb? Coming in, smashing those likes as well. Let's get it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow button if you're new here on the Peacemaker Gaming page. And if you're watching over on YouTube as well, make sure you hit that subscribe button over on the red side as we continue to build more and more and more over there on YouTube Gaming. Make sure you hit the like button over there as well, as that will also help push the stream out to more and more people over there on YouTube. We get ready to rock and roll here with heat race number 2. Heat race number 2 starting to load into the sim here as these drivers pacing that pace truck. We're going to get ready for a starting lineup. Starting on the pole in this one, in that 57 ride, that is Jim Revis. And to his outside in the 10 machine, that is Lon Franks. Starting inside of row number 2 in the 20 machine, that is the DWR number 20 of Chad Putterbo. Into his outside in the 69 ride, that is Roman Gebhardt. Starting inside row number 3 in the 4 machine, that is Andrew Moody. Into his outside in the 11 ride, the Coca-Cola machine, that is Ron Hagelin. Starting in position number 7 in the 37 ride, that is Jack Nairn. Into his outside in the 19 machine, that is Ron Walters. As we get ready to rock and roll here with heat race number 2 as Jim Revis brings us down to the green flag. Quickly, it's that iRacing I flag, number 57 ride out in front with the 69 machine, trying to poke his nose and trying to go 3 wide right there for position number 2. One driver a little bit bent out of shape. It's the 4 ride of Andrew Moody, falling back early on here, getting super loose on corner exit, almost makes a little contact with the 37 ride of Jack Nairn. It's Nairn right there in front of him as Jim Revis continues to lead the way. Lon Franks now into position number 2 as Chad Putterbo and the 69 ride battle side by side for position number 3. It's that third and final transfer spot. Now some contact. Around goes Putterbo. Some more contact. The 4 rides collected. The 19 of Ron Walters in there as well. Some contact between Chad Putterbo and that 69 ride of Roman Gebhardt. Spins around the 20 machine. Let's take a quick look back and see what happens. It looks like, I don't know, maybe Chad kind of came up a little bit into him, maybe trying to squeeze him or trying to make sure that he runs that extreme high side. 69 ride not letting out of the throttle, making sure that he stays to the right rear quarter panel of Putterbo. And unfortunately for Putterbo, he's going to go around here facing the wrong direction. Couple hard licks there, and yeah, that's a tough break there for that DWR iRacing iFlag Papa Mike Promotions number 20 machine. He's now deep in this field and unfortunately off the racetrack for heat race number 2, but out in front, Jim Revis continuing to lead the way. Lon Franks right there in position number 2. Roman Gebhardt right there in position number 3 with Ron Hagelin there in 4th. Jack Nairn there in 5th. Andrew Moody rounding out our field there in position number 6. Actually, I guess we do still have Ron Walters on the racetrack as well. But no Chad Putterbo, as Putterbo is hooking that ride off the racetrack and back down pit side. But out in front, Jim Revis continuing to lead the way here as the laps continue to click off here. Quickly reload the overlay here. That way we can get this a little fixed up, hopefully. Any moment now. No. All right, well, that just doesn't want to work. Interesting. Gosh dang, I love SDK. As Jim Revis and Lon Franks battle side by side here at the front of the Franks, at front of the field. Roman Gebhardt trying to close the door and trying to catch up to these two. Is that 69 ride right there in position number 3 as side by side as the white flag flies here for Jim Revis in Lon Franks as the 2 DWR rides battle side by side down the backstretch into corner number 3. Here comes the 69 ride. He's going to make a little bit of contact there with Jim Revis. Revis has to be careful there as they drag race back to the start-finish line. Lon Franks is going to pick up heat race win number 2.
Let's go!
Jim Revis there in second and Roman Gebhardt there in position number 3. Everybody else, unfortunately, going back to the consolation race. Wowzers. What a run there for Lon Franks, jumping up and snagging heat race win number 2 on the outside. He made a couple great moves there to be able to jump up and move around that number 57 ride. Something we normally don't see, but man, that was pretty exciting. We're just quickly editing our title over on YouTube, making sure that that is good to go over there. Yo, Chris LeBanc coming in with that like on the stream. What is good, Chris? What is good, my boy Charles Barnes coming in with that like as well. JC Windsor, Sean McKinney coming in, smashing that like as well. Dylan Kennedy coming in, smashing that like. Let's get it, baby. He's in the third heat. We're gonna get ready for the third heat right now. Watching from Valdosta, Georgia. Woo! Okay, a little Georgia action up in the house. A little Georgia up in the house. As we're going to get ready here for heat race number 3. Heat race number 3 out on the racetrack. Starting on the pole in this one. In the 69 ride, that cool but rude. Number 69 ride, that is Connor Bolding. Into his outside. In the 29 ride, that is Byler Akey. Starting inside a row number 2 in the 83 ride, that is Brian Taft. Into his outside in the 44 ride, that is Aiden.
Let's go!
Bozel. And starting inside a row number 4, you see the 8 ride of Austin Kennedy, Bryce Combs, Blaze Rachels, Casey Duran out there on the racetrack. Same with Max Lund as well, bringing up the rear of the field as we are green flag racing and already 2-3 wide around the racetrack as Austin Kennedy trying to poke his nose into the fun here. It's the 8 ride down on the bottom side of the racetrack, trying to work his way around the 83 of Brian Taft as Taft still side by side there with Aiden Bozel, as Bozel right there in position number 4 as Brian Taft looking to make the move to get around him. Byler Akey, though, jumping up into position number 2, and out in front, Connor Bolding is absolutely gone. He is shot out of a cannon, and he is out in front by a long shot here for that 69 machine. Byler Akey right there in second as Brian Taft all over his back bumper. Aiden Bozel there in position number 4 in the 44 ride. But here comes Blaze Rachels as Rachels from deep in the field now up into position number 5 as here comes that Get Up Bumper Motorsports Cocky Floyd Consulting House of Speed number 109. As Rachel's right there into position number 5 as he slides in front of that House of Speed number 8 ride of Austin Kennedy, Casey Duran, and Bryce Combs battle side by side back here for 7th and 8th. As Max Lund, unfortunately, bringing up the rear of the field here in heat race number 3. But Connor Bolding continuing to lay it down here as that car is absolutely shot out of a cannon. And quickly pulling away more and more and more. He's got a good sized gap, about 4, 5, maybe even 6 car lengths over that 11 ride up Byler Akey as Byler trying to stay out in front of Brian Taft as Taft right there in that third and final transfer spot, and Taft sees that 109 ride of Blaze Rachels all over his back bumper. It's got to be a little bit of nervous time there for him as he knows that 109 ride is on the move from deep in the field, now up into position number 4, and he's looking for more as he's about to give a bumper to that 83 machine. These guys continue to duke it out here. Connor Bolding continuing to run away more and more and more here every single lap. Looks like he continues to stretch out his lead ever so slightly. These guys continue to battle all around the racetrack. We're trying to get this dang overlay to actually cooperate with us. Honestly, I keep saying we need to switch to a different overlay, and I think it's finally time to pull the trigger because this stuff is garbage. As we see one driver go around, it's Aiden Bozel goes around in that 44 ride. The Gaston Weld and Fab Shop goes around. An unfortunate break there for the 44 ride as we see the white flag fly in one more time around here for the 69 of Connor Bolding as Bolding out in front, but here comes Blaze Rachels down to the bottom side. He's going to get a twofer there in corner number 1 and 2 as Rachels is going to jump up in snag position number 2 as Bolding picks up heat race win number 1. Blaze Rachels there in second, Byler Akey in third, Austin Kennedy, Brian Taft round out our top 5. Casey Durand, Aiden Bozel, and Max Lund rounding out our field here for active drivers in heat race number 3, as we're going to get ready to rock and roll here with our, I do believe only one caution flag, or no, we're going to have a C main and a B main. Okay, so a C main and a B main here in this one, ladies and gentlemen, as we're going to get ready for our first B main of the evening. And starting on the pole in this one, in the 2 ride, that is Corey Michelson. To his outside in the 35 ride, that is Austin Kennedy. Supposed to be starting in position number 3 would be the 37 ride of Jack Nairn, as Nairn going to be starting there in position number 3. To his outside in the 23, that is Daniel Brunelli. Then we see the 43 ride of Casey Duran, Ron Walters, Sean Royer, and Max Lund rounding out our field here for our B main number 1. Woo! Justin says gonna be good racing. It's gonna be some pretty good racing, man. At the front of the field, I think we're gonna have some great battles. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I have a sneaky suspicion Corey Michelson and Austin Kennedy are gonna battle here pretty good, but I feel like Austin looked really good there in that 3rd heat race, and I mean, just coming off the racetrack, he already knows what the track's kind of like. He knows where he needs to hit his marks. He's going to have that little bit more of an advantage over Corey Michelson early on in this one, where that 8 ride might be able to catch a break and get around him and snag the lead away here. We'll have to see if Ron Walters can have some better luck than what he did in heat race number 1, as we're going to get ready to rock and roll here with our first B main race of the evening. Yo, Trent Merkel coming in, becoming a brand new follower. Trent, welcome to the Peacemaker family, coming in, smashing that like and the follow. Warren, my boy Warren, coming in, showing that love, smashing that like as well. What is good, Warren? How you doing, my boy? How you doing, homie? Coming in, showing that love. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are just tuning in, make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow button. If you're watching over on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, as we get ready to rock and roll here for our first B main race of the evening. Quickly, the green flag out, the 2 ride of Corey Michelson with good restart here, but the 2 ride down on the bottom side here is going to slide up the racetrack. That's going to leave the bottom side open for Austin Kennedy, as Kennedy now down to the bottom side here. Kennedy's going to look to try to take that top spot away, as he's going to lead lap number 1. So Kennedy out in front here of our first B main action. Corey Michelson there in position number 2 in the 2 ride, and it's a dogfight back here behind him as the 37 ride of Jack Nairn is going to jump up into that 3rd spot, but he's got the 23 and the 43 making a little bit of contact right there behind him. Around goes Daniel Brunelli, pointed in the wrong direction, is going to collect that mellow yellow number 25. That is Sean Royer getting collected in that as well. A little bit of bumper cars right there in front of the flag stand, as these two beat and bang and battle there. We're not going to see a caution flag. We're going to keep it clean and green. It's Austin Kennedy out in front, leading the way here. Corey Michelson there in position number 2. Yo, Tony Whipperman, Whippersnapper, what is good, my boy? What is good, Whippersnapper? How you doing, my boy? Coming in, showing that love. Jack Nairn there in position number 3. Casey Duran up into position number 4 in that 43 ride, with Ron Walters in position number 5. We'll have to take a look. It does say the top 7 cars are going to transfer through into the A main. He only had 8 drivers start this consolation race, so right now it looks like Daniel Brunelli is going to be on the outside looking in. Sean Royer in that final transfer spot into the show here, but he's got our leaders right there side by side behind him, as he's at risk of going a lap down, as Austin Kennedy has some company here at the front of the field, as Corey Michelson right there to his inside. It's that Budweiser number 2 ride looking to try to make some moves and try to jump up into position number 1 as they battle side by side. The 2 rides still looking for that little bit of an edge here. He continues to look for that edge out there on the racetrack. The driver's doing a fantastic job here Run some great laps, some wicked fast lap times, putting in some good racing for all of us to enjoy up here in the grandstands.
Let's go!
Casey Durand and Ron Walters there in 4th and 5th. Max Lund in position number 6. As these drivers continue to put on a show, as the 8 ride going to use the 25 as a little bit of a pick, as the mellow yellow 25 is going to go a lap down. Austin Kennedy is going to stay out in front here, as he's going to try to clear a couple more car lengths over that number 2 rider, Corey Michelson. Michelson out in front. Sorry, chat, we're trying to get this dang overlay to actually cooperate with us tonight, and it does not want to. For some unknown reason. Oh, looks like Austin gets up into the wall just ever so slightly. The 2 ride having to take invasive maneuvers there to avoid the contact with the 8 ride, as the 8 ride bounced it off that outside wall. The 2 ride almost collected them. They almost both went around. A good save there by the 2 and the 8 ride, but now the 8 ride with a little bit more competition right there to his inside, as Austin Kennedy's now going to have Corey Michelson back down to his inside. Side by side here, out of corner number 4, we're going to see that white flag fly in one more time around here, as it looks like Corey Michelson with the advantage there, leading us down across the start-finish line. As the 2 ride and the 8 ride drag race down the backstretch into corner number 3. Out of corner number 4, one more time. The 8 ride going to use a little bit of a bumper there, trying to get it done as he makes some more contact. But the 2 ride of Corey Michelson is going to pick up B main number 2 win. Austin Kennedy coming home in second. Jack Nairn, Casey Durand, Ron Walters, and Max Lund rounding out our top 6, with Sean Royer in that 7th and final transfer spot into the A main. Unfortunately, everybody else is going to be going home early in this one, as we're going to get ready for our second B main of the evening. B main number 2 about to get underway, as Ron Hoagland out in front leading the way here in this one. Ron, I'm sure I probably absolutely murder your last name. Anyone that's in here, if I get your names wrong, please let me know. I would love to correct them, as I'm sure I will murder them a million more times. As Charles Solis there in position at number 2, as Solis is going to start outside of the front row, starting inside of row number 2. In that case, Speedworks iRacing Dirt Memes number 83 ride, that is Brian Taft into his outside. In the 4 ride, that is the Tracker Boats Lucas Oil number 4 of Andrew Moody. Starting inside of row number 3 in the 20 ride is the DWR iRacing iFlag Papa Mike Promotions number 20B of Chad Putterbo into his outside. In the 44 ride, that is Aiden Bozel. And starting at the rear of the field here in position number 7 in that 118 ride, in that Merkle rebar number 118, the eye paints number 118 machine, that is Trent Merkle rounding out our field. So it looks like 7 drivers are going to take the green flag here. 7 drivers are going to transfer through to the A main. So that means all these cars are going to work their way into the show. It means we're going to get a little bit of good action here in this one, but we're going to jump out onto the racetrack with a little bit of a Peacemaker Gaming. Crank it up. So ladies and gentlemen, crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite drivers, as we're going to crank it up here on Peacemaker Gaming. Yo, Chris Allworth, Tony Whipperman coming in, smashing those likes on the stream. What is good, fellas? Coming in, showing that love. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as this one clicks down here, out in front, it's that 11 ride of Ron Hagelin. Is Hagelin out in front, leading the way. The 83 ride of Brian Taft there in position number 2. Charles Solis, Chad Putterbo, Aiden Bozel, and then Trent Merkel rounding out our top 6 with Andrew Mooney there in position number 7. Drivers all doing a great job here in this one. Ron Hoagland, though, out in front here as the 83 ride up Brian Tapp trying to close the door here on him, trying to catch up to the back bumper of that Coca-Cola number 11 ride. The laps continuing to click off here, though, as that 83 ride right there on his back bumper. We're going to see the white flag fly in one more time around here for the 11 of Ron Hagelin. Is Hagelin out in front, but Brian Taft right there in position number 2. The PCR number 83 ride is going to jump up to the high side. Look for a big run here at a corner number 4 as they're going to drag race a little side by side, but the 11 ride of Ron Hagelin is going to get the B main win here in this one. Brian Taft, Charles Celeste, and everybody else in that B main is going to make it into the show here as we're going to get ready for our A main feature event as these drivers are going to jump out onto the racetrack for a quick warm-up session. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are just tuning in, make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow button as we continue to rock and roll here on Peacemaker Gaming. Sean Royer coming in over on YouTube says, my first Bristol street stock race. Thanks for making this life. Sean, my boy, absolutely, homie. Absolutely, my boy. Hopefully you get some good airtime. Hopefully we see you up at the front of the field battling for the wins here in this one. It looks like we're going to have a good-sized field out here on the racetrack, man. It's going to be a good race out here.
Let's go!
Sean Royer right there in that mellow yellow number 25 ride, but all these drivers running as quickly as possible, trying to get some good laps in, trying to figure out what their cars need, trying to figure out what they got and what they need to fix to make a little bit better, trying to figure out these rides as Lon Franks with the quickest lap time out there right now. Bryce Lucius there in position number 2. Now as practices came to a close, we're going to get ready here for our A main feature event. Not sure if the overlay will work in this or not. We're going to hope it does. I don't think it's going to. I don't understand why my overlay has just randomly decided it does not want to work ever again. Really drove me a little bit crazy here as we're going to get ready here for our A main feature event as these drivers start to get loaded into the sim. We're going to get ready to rock and roll here with our A main event about to get underway. These drivers all loading up into the sim here. We're going to give these drivers a good send-off here as Dustin Benton in that 30 or 34 ride is going to lead the way here. So Benton out in front leading the way. Starting outside of the front row in the 10 ride, that is Lon Franks, and starting inside of row number 2 in the 27 machine. It's actually the 69 on the side of his car. That is Connor Boulding, and to his outside in the Budweiser number 32 machine, that is Bryce Lucius. Starting inside of row number 3 in the 57 machine, that is Jim Revis. In the hits outside in the 109, that is Blaze Rachel. Then we see starting inside of row number 4 in the 77 machine, that is Warren Samoy. In the hits outside in the 21 ride, that is Roman Gephardt. Starting inside of row number 5 in the 11 ride, that is Byler Akey. In the hits outside in the 2 machine, that is Corey Michelson. You see Ron Hagelin, Austin Kennedy, Brian Tapp, Jack Narin, Charles Solis, Casey Duran, Aiden Bozel, Chad Putterbo, Ron Walters, Trent Merkel, Max Lund, Sean Royer, and Andrew Mooney rounding out our field here. 23 drivers getting ready to go to battle here, being led by that Dirt Panda Racing team, number 34, right of Dustin Benton. Lon Frank starting outside of the front row right there, that DWR number 10 machine, as we're going to get ready to set these drivers loose. So let's end all the anticipation with our feature presentation. Already beating and banging down into corner number 1. Bryce Lucius in the 69 rider, Connor Boulding beating and banging some more contact. 69 right and the 57 and Jim Revis with some contact here as well, down into the inside wall, back up the racetrack and around goes the 69 right, nowhere to go for the 19. The 20P of Chad Putterbow getting collected. The 11 rider Ron Hagelin in there as well. No caution flag here as of yet that I've seen. There it is. Caution flag is out now, as the caution flag coming out after a lot of contact down the backstretch between Jim Revis and the 69 ride of Roman Gebhardt. As we're going to take a look back and see what happens here. We're going to have to jump up onto Roman Gebhardt here. As these two beat and banged out of the corner here, we're going to go right on back and see what happens as contact right here is the 69 right into the side of the 57. Jim is holding his line, then giving a little bit of payback, running him down below the racetrack. Gebhardt gets into that inside wall, bounces back up in front of the field, unfortunately goes around. That's going to bring out our first caution flag of the evening. That's one way to get things underway here. That's one way to get things fired up. That's not only going to fire up the crowd, but that's going to fire up these drivers as we're going to get ready to rock and roll here with our first restart. Dustin Benton, Lon Franks, Connor Boulding, and Bryce Lucius out in front here, leading the way in this one as we're going to get ready to rock and roll here once again. As we're going to get ready to stack these drivers back up, we're going to get ready to go back into action here. It's Dustin Benton and Lon Franks out in front. They're going to get ready to see that green flag drop back down in front of the field. We're going to get ready to set these drivers back loose.
Let's go!
All right, as we are back to green flag racing, a great restart there for the 34 ride of Dustin Benton, as Benton out in front here, leading the way in this one. Yo, Vernon Kitchener coming in with that like on the Whiskey Ring, coming in with that like. Dan Hyman, Haymaker Racing coming in, smashing that double like, as these drivers out and about, and they are beating and banging all around the racetrack. And here comes Blaze Rachels in the House of Speed, number 109. Rachels up into position number 2. Already that 109 ride showing a lot of speed as he jumps up into that second position on the racetrack. Dustin Benton, though, trying to hold him off. Lon Franks right there in position number 3. Bryce Lucius there in for a little bit of contact, as here comes Warren Samoy with a big run in the 77 ride. As Samoy tries to slide the 77 ride across that 32 machine, trying to jump up into position number 5. These guys continuing to beat and bang and battle here for that 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th position. Austin Kennedy right there, as well as Byler Akey in the 11 ride is going to take over position number 4 on the racetrack. A little contact there as Warren Samoy using those fenders to beat that 32 ride back into position number 7 as Austin Kennedy slides his way up into 6. Out in front, it is all Dustin Benton. Is Benton still out in front here, holding off the hard charging number 109 ride of Blaze Rachels. Rachels has that 10 ride of Lon Franks all over his back bumper as well. Lon trying to jump back up and jump back into position number 2. We're going to see that caution flag fly here one more time. So it looks like the 11 ride of Ron Hagelin having some issues here. So we'll take a look back and see what happens. Oh, him and the 37 ride come together on corner number 4 there, the 11. Unfortunately, the rear end kicks out. He slides her down towards the infield there. A good job of getting onto the binders and avoiding any additional contact, bouncing off that inside wall, keeping that Coca-Cola number 11 ride in one piece. A tough break, as that's going to put him deep in this field, and that's going to stack everybody back up here for a restart here in this one. Yo, Brian Silver's coming in, smashing that subscribe button over on YouTube. Brian, welcome to the Peacemaker family, my boy, coming in, smashing that sub button as we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing here in a few more seconds. I still don't know why the overlay does not want to work at all here, apparently now. Now it doesn't want to work at all. Now it's not even going to roll. Oh, there we go. This dang overlay, I swear to God, chat, is the worst thing I've ever had to deal with in my life. Roll, dang it. There we go. There we go. Now we're cooking with fire, chat. Now we're cooking with fire here. All right, as we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing here. Dustin Benton out in front, but Blaze Rachel's right there to his outside. Lon Franks in position number 3 with Byler, Akey, Warren Samoy rounding out our top 5. You can see Bryce Lucius, Austin Kennedy, Charles Solis, Brian Tapton, Aiden Bozel there in our top 10. With Casey Durant, Trent Merkel, Andrew Moody, Ron Walters, Sean Royer, Ron Hoagland, Corey Michelson, and Jack Narin rounding out our top 18 drivers. You believe still out on the racetrack, as it looks like Roman Gephardt and Connor Bolding, unfortunately not on the track anymore. So we're going to get ready to set these drivers back loose.
Let's
Blaze
go!
Rachel's going to look for a great restart here, that 109 ride, as he's going to try to jump up and make the move here on Dustin Benton, but can Benton hold him off? We're going to head down the back stretch here, and we're going to get ready to set these drivers loose, as that pace truck is going to make the hard left-hand turn back down pit side, and we're going to get ready to set these drivers loose here once again. Benton blinking a little bit there, that 34 ride blinking a bit. That may play some issues here, as it looks like the pace truck going to stay on the track one more lap here. Lights still turned on there on that official iRacing pace truck, so we're going to get one more pacing lap. Yo, Dirt Panda Racing Team coming in, smashing that like on the stream. What is good, Dirt Panda? What is good, my boys? Coming in, showing that love as well, smashing that like. Joshua Holden coming in, smashing that like on the stream as well. What is good, Joshua? Joshua coming in, smashing that like. The lights are off, that official iRacing pace truck, and we're going to get ready to set these drivers loose here, this time back around. As the green flag back out in the air, and a great restart there for Dustin Benton. Is Benton out in front here once again, showing Blaze Rachel's and Lon Franks how to get it done. As the 77 ride quickly jumps up into position number 4. So Warren Savoy now up into 4. As Bryce Lucius there in position number 5. Some contact back here. The 43 ride going around as Byler Akey has some contact. And the caution flag going to come back out as Aiden Bozel, Charles Solis all getting collected in this one. And it was brought to you by a little bit of 3-4 wide battling there. The 5 ride, the 83 come together. They'll start to bounce around. Hard lick there from the 43 in the inside wall. More contact there as well as the 11 ride and the 4 ride get in there. The 25 in there as well. Charles Solis goes for a bit of a run here. We'll take a look, jump right on board and see what happens as him and the 83 ride of Brian Tapp makes some contact right here. Gonna send Tapp up into the 11 ride of 80. Then just some more contact. 5 ride going around. Just a little bit of carnage unfolding there right in front of our flagman. He had a great look in that one. Casey Durand had some wicked spins there as well. That Apex Racing ride goes around and goes for a wild spin there. Woo! Alright, so a little bit of mayhem unfolding there in that one. That means we're going to get these drivers all stacked back up and ready to go back to battle here. That's definitely going to mix some things up. A lot of fast drivers deep in the field here now as Bryce Lucius back there. Brian Taft back there as well. Charles Solis deep in this one. That's going to keep these drivers on their tippity toes here as we're going to get ready to set these drivers back loose. Yo, V2R coming in with that like on the stream. Yo, William Hargraves, my boy William coming in, smashing that like as well, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just tuning in, make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow button if you're watching over on Facebook. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button and make sure you hit that subscribe button as we continue to build more and more over there on YouTube as we try to reach our goal of 200 subscribers. If you guys are enjoying the show, well, here you go as we're going to get ready to set these drivers back loose here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Dustin Benton with a good restart as the 34 ride kind of gets a little stacked up there. More contact, a couple cars going around. The 25 ride of Sean Royer going in the wrong direction. So is the 32. So I'm not sure what happened there. It looked like the 34 ride of Dustin Benton was going to get underway, and then the car kind of blinked a little bit. Once it started to blink, everyone stacked up, and unfortunately here, a few drivers going around with the 25 right here, the Mellow Yellow machine. There's nowhere to go into the side of the 118. Bryce Lucius gets collected in that as well on the 32 ride. The 32 ride obviously not happy about the situation. Needs to conduct himself a little bit better than that. Don't need to see that after the caution flag. As we'll take a look and see what happens here. I'm going to get a look at Dustin Benton as I don't even know. Benton looked like he fired, but he blinked a little bit right there. Looks like he blinks a little bit. And then as he blinks, it just stacks up that whole bottom side of the racetrack. As you can see, Lon Franks, the 77 ride, Byler Akey already passed that 34 ride before he's even actually fired, but they didn't know where he was. That stacks up that whole bottom row, and unfortunately just nowhere to go for some of those drivers getting collected. So we're going to stack them back up, and we're going to get ready to do it all over again after a little bit of mayhem here in this one. Yo, Tyler Jenkins coming in with that like on the stream. What is good, Tyler? Tyler coming in, showing that love, smashing that gosh I could like on the stream. Calm down, Kennedy. Calm down, Kennedy. Cheering on Austin Kennedy out there on the racetrack. Austin doing a great job right there in position number 6. Actually, I think he's in position number 4 now, actually, on the racetrack after that last set of cautions. It's like that 8 ride up into position number 4 here. Ron Walters right there behind him. Andrew Moody, Charles Solis, Ron Hagel in there in 9th, and Aiden Bosel there in 9th, and Trent Merkel rounding out our top 10 drivers as of right now. As you see the 32 ride of Lucius unfortunately sliding deeper and deeper into the field here. So we're going to get ready to set these drivers back loose. Dustin Benton and Blaze Rachel's 1 and 2 here once again. Looking for that green flag to fly here in this one as we're going to jump into a Peacemaker gaming, crank it up. Ladies and gentlemen, crank up that volume. Cheer on your favorite driver as we're going to crank it up on this week. It up, caution flag. It's the caution flag coming back out here. We're going to take a look back and see what happens as we saw that 19 rider, Ron Walters, unfortunately going around here. A little bit of contact. You see that 5 ride all over his back bumper. We'll take a look and see what happens. Maybe a little bit more of a close-up on this one. It's the 19 ride section in here. 5 ride comes in with a little bit more momentum. He's all over that back bumper. Gets the 19 ride super loose. Starts to go around, a little bit more contact with the 5. Spins him around, pointing in the wrong direction. That's going to bring out our next caution flag here on the racetrack. So that means we're going to stack them back up and we're going to get ready to try that one all over again. Dustin Benton out in front here. Benton leading the way in the 34 ride all night so far, but Blaze Rachels has been right there in position number 2. Austin Kennedy now up into 3rd as Byler Aiken there in 4th. Andrew Moody there in 5th with Charles Solis. Ron Anglin, Trent Merkley, Aiden Rosal, John Royer rounding out our top 10. Ron Walters, Bryce Lucius, Ryan Tabb, Casey Durand, and Lon Franks rounding out our field here for our top 15. And we see Boris Savoy, Corey Michelson, Jack Darren, and Roman Gepper, and Connor Holding rounding out our top 20 here in this one as we're going to get ready to set these drivers back loose as Dustin Benton and Blaze Rachels out in front. Kick-ass broadcast as always. Terrible race. It's one of those. It's one of those ones, Brian. It's one of those ones, my boy. 100%. 100%. Sometimes they're good. Sometimes they're not good. I don't know if they just need some more admin help or what. Trying to get these caution flags cleaned up. It is Bristol too, and Bristol takes a long time under caution flag for some unknown reason. It just seems to take forever around this racetrack. One there, Booty on restart. They are a little bit rough on the restarts right now. Maybe you have to go to a single file restart to try to clean it up there, Tyler. Tighten up on those, on them restarts. Exactly. Everyone's just a little antsy here. They're trying to push their way to the front. They're trying to see that checkered flag first. These guys starting to run out of time here, but they still got a lot of laps left to go. This is a big racetrack as we're going to go back to green flag racing. Rachel there in second. Dustin Bento out in front, leading the way. Austin Kennedy up into position right as that caution flag coming back out here. We're going to take a look back and see what brings out caution flag number 10 on the night. I don't even know what we're at for caution flags, but quite a few out there as it looks like Andrew Moody and Ron Hagelin coming together here to bring out our caution flag once again as these guys beating and banging back here. The 4 ride getting a little bit of a nudge there to that left rear quarter panel. He's going to get spun around into that inside wall. The 11 ride is going to get a good piece of that one as well. Quite a bit of damage there. The 11 machine of Ron Hagelin, as well as Hagelin going to get a piece of that one. The 4 ride of Andrew Moody coming together there, bringing out caution flag number, I don't even know what we're at here, as that Smitty's Race Designs ride. Get a bump right here. There you see it. Spins him around. The 11 ride's going to get drove right down with them. Is that Bass Pro Shop straight liner. Number 4 ride going to get some heavy damage there. So is the 11 ride. That means we're going to stack them back up, and we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. As you saw there for a little bit, Blaze Rachels and Austin Kennedy having some good battles out there on the racetrack as the 8 ride of Kennedy was able to jump up and get around that 109 ride. Rachels had to work his way back around the 8 machine of Austin Kennedy, but out in front, it was all Dustin Benton, as Benton was slowly but surely pulling away from the rest of the field here as that 34 ride looking like he's coming more and more alive the later this race goes on. As that 34 ride looking very slick here early on in this one. Blaze Rachel's there in second, Austin Kennedy in third, Byler Akey in fourth. Trent Markle there in position number 5 now as that 118 rides work his way up inside the top 5. Ron Walters there in 6. Andrew Moody, Ron Hagelin, Aiden Bozell, and Sean Royer rounding out our field of our top 10 here in this feature event as Dustin Benton gets the green flag back out in the air. We're just over halfway through this one and halfway to go. Blaze Rachel's all over the back bumper here now of that 34 ride. Blaze looking right down to the inside here. Dustin Benton's got his hands full in his rear view mirror. Is absolutely filled with that Cocky Floyd Consulting Get Up Bumper Motorsports House of Speed number 109 ride as Dustin's got 2 of those House of Speed rides right there behind him. In the 34 ride, hold them off here for another 17 and a half laps. Or does Blaze Rachels or Austin Kennedy have anything to jump up and get around this 34 machine? Does Byler Akey have a shot at it? Akey right there in position number 4, and Trent Merkel there in position number 5. These guys all putting on a heck of a show, a heck of a run here right in front of us. Great race going on. Don't forget, Robin is racing. Exactly. Robin is racing. Robin is always racing, but there's only 9 cars on the racetrack. Should be able to go clean and green for a little while here again. Hopefully should be able to go clean and green. Absolutely, Tyler. Absolutely, my boy coming in saying appreciate the broadcast. Absolutely, homie. Hopefully you enjoy the show. Hopefully you enjoy the racing action. We get racing action in almost every single night of the week. A lot of the best in the business battle here every single night as they continue to duke it out all around the racetrack. Dustin Benton still out in front though, but here comes that 109 ride of Blaze Rachels. Rachel's taking a look down to the bottom side now. Dustin Benton's got some work to do here if he wants to hold off this hard-charging 109 machine. As Rachel's down to the bottom side here, trying to open up a lane here as they're side by side down the backstretch. Blaze Rachel's gonna look for a big run here, a little bit of contact, trying to move that 34 ride higher up the racetrack, but Benton doing a great job hanging right there with him, and he's gonna stay out in front. Just ever so slightly that time though through 1 and 2. The 109 ride gets into the inside of the racetrack a little bit too much. Gets that car loose. He slides up the racetrack here. Gonna lose a bit of momentum, and that's gonna bring the 8 ride of Austin Kennedy now back to the rear bumper of Blaze Rachel's. Myler Akey right there in fourth, not too far back, ready to pounce if anything happens between these guys. There's some contact. Blaze Rachels and Austin Kennedy coming together. That's the contact we were talking about. Here comes Myler Akey up on the high side. Akey looking for a big run here in the 11 machine. Side by side goes Austin Kennedy and Blaze Rachels once again, and here comes Byler, as Byler right there in position number 4, and he's looking for more, and that's exactly what the 34 ride of Dustin Benton needed to pull away in this one, as now Benton out in front by about 1.5 seconds. The last thing he wants to see is a caution flag, as these guys are really starting to lean on each other. The 11 ride is going to jump in front of the 8 machine, and there is the caution flag. A tough break, and the old announcer's curse coming out to bite me in the back end, as that's the last thing Dustin Benton wanted to see, was that 109 ride get glued right back to his rear bumper, as we're going to see what brings out this caution flag. It looks like Andrew Moody and Ron Hagelin having some issues here again. We'll take a look at the 11 and the 4 ride right here. Looks like the 4 ride through the middle of the racetrack, having to get on the binders a little bit for the 19 ride. The 11 ride doesn't get wound up in time, drives into the side of the 4 ride of Andrew Moody. Moody's going to go around again here, as Moody had what looked to be almost a spinning 19 ride right in front of him. Ron Walters comes down the racetrack, tries to avoid it, and then the 11 ride trying to use every run he can to get a good move, and unfortunately that one gets right into that left rear quarter panel of the 4 ride again and spins him around. So the second time that's happened here in the last 15 laps. So a tough break there for Moody, and a tough break for the 11 ride of Hagelin, as he gets collected in another one there as well. As we're going to stack these drivers back up and get ready to go back to green flag racing. Dustin Benton out in front. Blaze Rachels there in second. Byler Akey now up into third, as he battled and was able to work his way around the 8 ride of Austin Kennedy, as Kennedy back there in the 4th. Trent Merkel there in 5th, with Ron Walters in position number 6. Aiden Bozell there in 7th. Andrew Moody in position number 8. And then Ron Hagelin in 9th. And Sean Royer there in 10th. Unfortunately for Royer and Hagelin, I do believe they're both going to go down a couple laps here. So a tough break for the 25 ride and the 11 machine, as we're going to get ready to stack these drivers back up and go back to green flag racing. You guys are just tuning in over on YouTube. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, as we continue to build more and more over there on YouTube Gaming, as we are back to green flag racing. The green flag back out in the air here in this one for Dustin Benton, is Benton out in front. Blaze Rachels right there in position number 2. He's going to try to stay glued to the back bumper of that 34 machine. These two a little bit of contact, getting the 34 loose. There was Blaze Rachels, as we get 8 more laps left to go, that time by the start-finish line. Dustin Benton trying to open up a gap here once again between himself and that 109 ride, but here comes Byler Akey and the 8 ride of Austin Kennedy as well, as they're going to poke their nose into the fun here at the front of the field, as Dustin Benton leads the way here in that 34 machine, trying to hold off that hard-charging number 109 ride of Blaze Rachels, who's had to work his way around a lot of cars here tonight to get that get-up bumper. Motorsports House of Speed Racing KR1 number 109 ride up into position number 2. Blaze right there in second within striking distance. He's only about half a car length or so behind that 34 ride. Byler Akey falling back a couple car lengths now, as Blaze sticking right there, glued to the back bumper here, the 34 ride. One set of corners looks like Dustin gets in better, but Blaze gets a better exit. Then they reverse roles in the next set of corners, where it looks like Blaze gets a better run out, and these guys continue to put on a great battle here at the front of the field. Dustin Benton continuing to lead the way here. As that 34 ride is going to see 4 more laps left to go here in this one. 4 more circuits. We've seen a lot of drivers come and we've seen a lot of drivers go. Well, here you go, right down to the end of it is now you see Byler, Akey, and the 8 ride of Austin Kennedy starting to battle a little side by side back here for that 3rd and 4th position on the racetrack. Trent Merkel right there in 5th, Aiden Bozel there in position number 6, Ron Walters in 7th, Andrew Moody there in 8th, Sean Royer in 9th, and Ron Hagelin there rounding out our top 10 as Dustin Benton with 3 more laps left to go, 2 more here at the line. But Blaze Rachel's right there on his back bumper, only about a nose length between him as he gets a good run there at a corner number 2. They're going to go side by side here. Side by side at the front of the field into corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. The 34 ride and the 109 side by side are going to see that white flag fly. Blaze Rachel's down low, Dustin Benton up through the middle here. The 34 ride looking for a good run as he gets the edge here in down the backstretch into corner number 3. A big run there for the 109 of Blaze Rachel's. They're going to drag race out of corner number 4 and by a half a nose. It's the 34 ride of Dustin Benton picking up the checkered flag here in this one. Blaze Rachel's coming up just that 5/100ths of a second back. That is a nose cone, a tire length between him and that checkered flag as Dustin Benton picks this one up just ever so slightly over Blaze Rachel's and Austin Kennedy coming home in position number 3. Byler Akey there in 4th and Trent Merkel rounding out our top 5. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see those checkered flags fly for that 34 ride of Dustin Benton as Benton picks up the checkered flag. You see the 109 ride of Blaze Rachel's there to his outside as the Big D machine picking up that checkered flag. Throttle down, Motorsports Dirt Panda Racing ride.
Let's go!
Of Dustin Benton picking up the checkered flag here in this one. Man, what a run and what a race
Let's
these
go!
two put on for us. These two putting on one heck of a show, one heck of a race here for us all night long. You guys enjoyed that show. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow button. If you're watching over on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button as you never want to miss the absolute insanity around this racetrack. Yo, Blaze Rachel's Gary Clark coming in with the likes on the stream. James Michael B coming in with that like on the stream as well. Let's get it, baby. Let's get it, chat. Fantastic finish, Gary. That was a great finish right there, homie. That was a great finish there. That was awesome. Absolutely, Vanessa. That was a great finish, a great run there at the end of this one as these guys put on a heck of a show. About 10 laps slow and steady, Kennedy. Reel him in. He great run there,
Let's
man.
Go.
Great run by Austin. 100% a great run. Yo, Charlie Solis coming in, smashing that like on the stream. What is good, Charlie? Charlie coming in, showing that love, smashing that like button on the stream as well. What is good, my boy? Coming in, showing that love as we're going to jump up into the broadcast booth here with our race winner, Dustin Benton, as we're going to pull Benton here into the broadcast booth for his post-race interview. Hey, Dustin, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth to get a copy.
Yes, sir.
Dustin, my boy, what a run, what a race, man. We saw quite a few caution flags there, which made the beginning portion of this race a little bit tedious. You really had to, mind your P's and Q's, continue to hit your marks, continue to try to stay out of any of the additional wreckage or carnage that was happening around the racetrack. And slowly but surely, the track got cleaned up. You guys got some good green flag laps in there. And a couple times we saw that 34 ride pull away, get a good gap there, but that late race caution flag, I knew you had to be sweating a little bit there as that 109 ride of Blaze Rachel's was back glued to your rear bumper, and right there coming down to the start-finish line, you guys side by side battling to the checkered flag here in the first recruitment race for the DCSSS League, and man, you pick up the checkered flag by about a nose cone in this one, man. Were you a little bit nervous there with Blaze on your back bumper?
It was a good race between me and Blaze. Blaze had his nose under me a couple times, but I wasn't going to give up the bottom. I mean, I was running there, and he was sticking his nose down in the brown, I guess. But yeah, we had a pretty good race. I hate that we had all the cautions and had several people back out, but it's part of having a recruitment race, I guess.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, it is. Some guys don't want to wait around for that, those good green flag laps. Some of them decide to leave early or whatever. I mean, that's their decision. And we still saw some great racing as the track continued to clear up, and some of these drivers getting some more racing room out there. We were able to really see some of these guys battle it out and duke it out throughout the field here for some wicked racing, as we saw right there at the end, as you and Blaze, and we saw right behind you, we saw Byler Akey and Austin Kennedy battling side by side, and those guys battling 2-3 wide around the racetrack, putting on a great show for us, and that allowed you to jump out to about a 1.5 second lead there for a little bit. And I gotta apologize for this one, because you were up to about a 1.5 second lead, and I said, the last thing he wants to see is a caution flag, and about 2 seconds after I said that, the caution flag came out there for that last time, and I was like, man, I shouldn't have said anything. We probably would have went green the rest of the way, and you would have been able to squeeze away with a nice, easy win, as you had a huge gap there over the 109 ride, and then, of course, that brought him right back to your rear bumper, and then we saw how this one played out.
Oh, so I have you to blame.
Yeah,
I see.
yeah.
It's your fault.
Exactly. Well, you know what? It all worked out in the end anyway, so, no harm, no foul in that one. But, man, Dustin, congrats on picking up the checkered flag here tonight, man. Who would you like to thank for such a strong performance here at Bristol Motor Speedway?
First and foremost, I'd like to thank you for stepping up short notice and being willing to broadcast it for us. Hopefully the next recruitment race we can put on a little bit better show. Even though there was a good fight for the win, but I'd like to have 10 cars up there battling for it,
Absolutely.
But I'd like to like I said, thank you for the broadcast. You always do an amazing job. Thank my Throttle Down Motorsports teammates. We've put our old team back together. I left Dirt Panda kind of just a mutual decision. I love those guys. Nothing but respect for those guys. We're still like having an alliance together. I race a lot and just wasn't getting to race with them much and other things going on, but chose to step down from Dirt Panda. Started my own team back up. And I got a couple teammates, old guys that used to be on the team, Daniel Nally and Brandon Culp. You'll see those guys around too. They couldn't make it tonight on short notice, but and I'd like to thank Precision Auto Body. That's my buddy, and he always helps me out in any way. Big D's Lawn Care, and I think that's pretty much it. Just a shout out to the Dirt Clash Super Street Series as we try to get this thing fired back up. We used to race on Mondays and Fridays, had Monday Night All-Stars and Friday Night Lights, and the Friday Night Lights is what we're focused on right now. So anybody that wants to join, go to the Dirt Clash Super Street Series Facebook page, and there's a link to the Discord in there. I'm fumbling over my words like crazy. But there's a link to the Discord in there, and I might put up another league recruitment race the week before we start. I don't know. I'll be in Florida next Friday, so there's no chance. But I just appreciate you, Aaron.
You going to the Daytona 500?
No, we're going to my buddy that owns Precision Auto Body. He still races. I used to race, but he races mod lots, and we're going down there for speed weeks. No, it's Hendrick County Speedway. It's like the farthest south you can go in Florida. It's like it's like 15 hours from Tennessee.
Jeepers. Well, sounds like fun, man. Sounds like you guys are going to have a good time. But, Dustin, congrats on picking up the win here tonight, my boy. A heck of a run, a heck of a race. And we'll definitely look forward to putting on more and more wicked shows like we saw here at the end of this one, man. Hopefully, we'll get it cleaned up. Obviously, we're going to add a lot of very, very fast drivers and good drivers here throughout the league, as we see in a lot of the other dirt street stock series that we have. And, I mean, that'll help clean it up a lot as well. A little bit less of random people joining or whatever else, but that's why we put these recruitment races on, to see, who can hang with the big boys as well out there on the racetrack, who can, show that they have the talent to be, able to get the invite to the league and be able to race with you guys and put on the show like we always see here on a weekly basis in any of our other dirt street stock series.
Oh yeah, for sure. We'll have a bunch of guys come. I think Mr. Jim got mad tonight for some reason. I got to go back and look at that still, but hopefully those guys will come back and race with us. And I love racing with all those guys. And they got Johnny Ratley, which is one of my former teammates. He used to be part of Throttle Down Motorsports. So they got a bunch of fast guys over at DWR. So I hope those guys come back.
Absolutely, my boy, absolutely. I'm sure we'll see them come back. I'm sure maybe even see some of them want to jump up and help maybe run the race or be admins or whatever else. Those guys are always in there to, throw a good helping hand out and try to help make sure that, all these leagues go, to the best as their ability and everyone else's ability on the racetrack.
Yeah, we got a couple of admins that have stepped up. Only one of them was able to show up tonight, but hopefully we'll have at least two for every league race. So that should help. Plus we'll weed out the problems. There's a couple teammates in there that wouldn't hush on the mic after I warned them twice, so we had to boot those guys. That's the reason some of the cars got booted for running their mouths, but it is what it is.
Absolutely, my boy. Well, Dustin, my boy, congrats on the win and a good race here tonight, my boy. We look forward to seeing you back out on the racetrack for the next one.
Appreciate it, Aaron.
Absolutely, man. Have yourself a wonderful night and enjoy some more racing down south.
You too, buddy. Appreciate it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for that 34 ride of Dustin Benton, as Dustin coming up, picking up the checkered flag here tonight in this one. Unfortunately, we got to call it there on that note. Blaze, my boy, I'd love to get you in for an interview, but, maybe we'll try to get it in here quick. Okay, we'll try to get it in here quick. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up here for the second place finisher there, the 109 ride of Blaze Rachels. As Blaze coming home here in position number 2 in this one. We're going to jump in here for a quick interview with that 109 ride. Hey, Blaze, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Do you get a copy?
Yes, sir.
Blaze, my boy, a good run, a great battle here down to the end of this one. We saw that 109 ride a few times. You were glued right there to the back bumper of Dustin Benton. Then we saw, obviously, maybe a couple of mistakes out there where you hit that little bit of the inside of the racetrack where the track's not really banked. Kind of loosened you up a little bit, kind of almost spun you around, and then you're battling there with Kennedy, you're battling with Akey and all those guys, and allowed that 34 ride a couple times to drive away ever so slightly, but some good timed caution flags were able to get you right back to his rear bumper. And we saw that battle right there at the end as you guys battled side by side here for the last couple laps. And there you are, just coming up about half a nose length short of picking up the checkered flag here tonight.
Yeah, I think a lot of it was just first race back on in about a month and a half. But if I could have got to him more, I definitely would have moved him more to where he would have never got a shot at me on the straightaway. But it happens. Got to get a bumper on the car for a reason. So.
Exactly. Well, I mean, man, nonetheless, a great race and a great run, especially for your first race back on. And you said a month and a half, man. It's been a while since you've been on the sim, and no better way to get things underway than a dirt street stock race at Bristol, and especially one with, a good amount of cautions where you got to work on those restarts and everything else. And really mix things up and really to get your, the rust knocked off as. Man, that's a good race to come back to, and to be able to go back to the start-finish line side by side with the leader there, coming up, half a car length short of picking up the checkered flag. Man, it's got to feel pretty good.
Oh yeah, we I missed qualifying, so had to start in the back of a heat race, and all my sets had got deleted, so I had no tear off. I was just out there running it for everything I had. I think I ran to the back of the 83 75 times by an accident, but
It happens. It happens.
but other than that, I mean, the feature, I don't know what happened. I don't know why line left and all that, but I didn't mean to. Dustin was blinking really bad, and he blinked out, and he came back in, and he was like inside of my car, and everybody else was just pushing me. So
Yeah, it was a tough situation there, man. And obviously, whenever a car's blinking, especially out in front, is super hard, especially on those restarts. Everyone's trying to get up on the wheel, trying to, make sure that they're right on the back bumper of the car in front of them. And unfortunately, right there, it just kind of didn't work out for anybody as he blinked, and you guys thought he was going to keep the same momentum, the same speed. And unfortunately, obviously, he kind of blinked inside of your car, and then everyone kind of stacked up there. But a tough break on that note, man. But still, a good run, a good way to finish it off. Obviously, we had a good amount of caution flags early on in this one. But once things kind of got cleaned up, some drivers got removed, some drivers backed out. Really opened up the racetrack, a lot of room out there for the drivers to maneuver and battle, a little bit more of a, 1v1 situation of battles out there on the racetrack, as we saw you in that 34 ride battle right there at the end, coming up one spot short, but still a great run here and a good comeback for that 109 machine. Who do you got to thank for such a solid run here tonight?
oh yeah, for sure. House Speed, JC Floyd, Akaki Floyd Consultant, KR1, Jacob Hayes at Rocket iRace Wraps. He's the one that pretty much painted my car, so.
Beauty. Well, Blaze, congrats on the second place run here tonight, my boy. Hopefully we'll see you here in the series more, and obviously once everything gets underway and things get started, hopefully we'll see you out here on a weekly basis chasing those checkered flags and back into the swing of things with these dirt street stocks.
Oh yeah, yes sir.
Beauty, Blaze, have yourself a wonderful night, my boy, and enjoy a good run and a good comeback here tonight.
All right, bud. Appreciate it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for that 109 ride of Blaze Rachel's as he comes home in position number 2 here tonight. But unfortunately, chat, we are going to call it there on that note. Can't thank you guys enough for tuning in, everyone coming in, showing that love with all the likes, the shares, the comments. Bryce, my boy, it was good. It was a good finish, man. That was a great finish there on the racetrack. These guys put on a great show here for us, man. We did see quite a few caution flags, which unfortunately weren't awesome, but we got the track cleaned up pretty quickly. The guys got back underway, and we saw some good green flag racing there towards the end, and a lot of beating and banging and everything else still. But man, right there at the end, a great finish between Dustin Benton picking up the checkered flag in that 109 ride of Blaze Rachel's right there to his inside, putting on one heck of a show here down to the start finish line. But unfortunately, chat, we're gonna call it there on that note. I hope you guys all have a wonderful evening. I hope you guys all have a wonderful night. And I will see you guys tomorrow evening for, I don't know what we got planned tomorrow, but I'm sure we'll get something underway. We'll get something planned, and we'll get something underway here for tomorrow evening at some point in time. But anyways, guys, I hope you have a wonderful night, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day tomorrow, and I'll see y'all tomorrow night. Peace out, chat. Peace out, baby. Oh, what a race. Woo!
I'm a savage. Drop the classic. Thinking back. Drop the classic. To establish that the magic is automatic. Got a mask. Who was that? Living legend. Lethal weapon. Mastermind. Never tried. Tell them all. Big dreams, I got big dreams since like baby. I've been joining forces with the likes of an A-team. Jumping off of buildings used to be so stimulating. Now I'm reaching new heights. I'ma need the off-white. Play with the fire, you get burned. All of my struggles became lessons well learned. I got desires that keep me grounded, that's for sure. Cause one day we gon' make it out this earth. Where's your worth? I'm sick of your talking, you got the wrong one. I'm taking your king and I leave him broken. If I am in second, it's after no one. Just give me a second to let them know. I'm the headline, the deadline. I'm ahead time, the rare kind. I'm a living legend, lethal weapon, mastermind. methodical. I've been gone, I gave them time, it's been too long. Was silent calm, but now the storm. I'm not the one you can't ignore. I never politic, if I want it, I'ma get mine. Never fake the funk, can't perform for your empire. Snatch them out the throne, make them all fall in line. I let the clock tick, count down, cause I'm sick of your talking, you got the wrong one. I'm taking your king and I leave him broken. If I am in second, it's after no one. Just give me a second to let them know. I'm the headline, the deadline. I'm ahead time, the rare kind. I'm a living legend, lethal weapon, mastermind. Big time.
Out of the ashes, a phoenix arises. Faith of a mustard seed can move any mountains. The people are watching, so I cannot stop it. Been down for too long, now I gotta rock it. Had to get it out the mud, you know how it goes. Now we sitting at the top, had to bring the bros. Never thought I'd be the one who would play the role. Now look at where we at, man, who would've known? Temperature rising, I feel the pressure is on me. Luckily, I've been out here building an army. Camouflage on a raj, we run this party. We kick them out the game, cause they wanna come tardy. This is for the ones who've been chasing their goals. If they was sleeping on their kid, now they about to be woke. Lights, camera, action, we ready to roll. Alright, faces, everybody, let's put on a good show.
I'm sick of your talking, you got the wrong one. I'm taking your king and I leave him broken. If I am in second, it's after no one. Just give me a second to let them know. I'm the